now, and let's just share the link. I'll probably just share the Twitch one, whichever. I'll probably share the YouTube one. It's fine. Yeah, the YouTube one will be better, is because that's the platform. I'm not gonna lie, that's the platform I got inspired by you actually to post, because I was like, he's right. He's on Twitch. He's on YouTube, so I have Twitch. Of course. All right, let me just message you the link to YouTube so you can share that with the in-game if you want. Okay. Let me just make sure everything is good to go. All right, everything seems good. Excellent connection. I think we're pretty much almost ready to start. Just give it a second. I'll give you a second first. Okay, perfect. All right, man. So let's do this, sir. Okay, so I'll do a quick introduction. So, hey guys, this is the Hidden Hero. I'm here today with a very special guest. You may know him as Spizzo, the governor of giveaways. Know him as somebody who I actually wanted to interview for a couple of years actually, because when I first saw your stream, I was very like pumped and excited the first time. Whenever you call my name, you always call me like not the hidden hero. They say the hidden hero, and I was like, oh, it's such a cool feeling whenever that happened. I was like, damn, I feel special. I am, thank you. So with that little introduction out of the way, so like I just felt I just want you to know you can be chill, relax, be your usual self. You can swear whatever, it's fine, just not in the first 30 seconds of the video. Oh, it's not working. Non-studio. All right, let's see. um shouldn't be called that anyway. I even noticed the details are even off. It shouldn't have been that title. There you go, it's better. A non-studio, what the hell? So then hold on, I know what I'm gonna do. I should be able to go to my channel and yeah, hit the live button. Let's see, this would be off. Where is the it shouldn't be unlisted either, it should be, what the hell? It should be, first off, it should be public, that's first. And where is the link? First off, now it's public. That's the first thing I should have said. And all right, let's go to Twitch then, since apparently YouTube's acting up. Apparently, That's why we have good old video editing. Okay, go to channel. I should be live now on Twitch then. All right, let's do this again. All right, let's try this again. There's Twitch then. We'll do it via Twitch then, since YouTube's acting up. Good old the switcheroo. That's funny. I hope. Okay, so it's the link that's working now. You have it now for the Twitch at least. Now it's working at least, or the YouTube one. Okay, so it's fine. So yeah, I guess I'll just continue where I last left off. So yeah, I mean, it's just very fun, and I always appreciate the time when wherever we like whenever you had your A&G little collabs, and I liked your little shorts back in the day when you were playing a whole bunch of NFTs at the time, which I'm pretty sure you still play some from time to time, maybe, but I know, yeah, from time to time. But it's still, it's still fun to just see, how you've changed so much, how you've grown so much as a player. So yeah, yeah. They can't hear you. Oh shit. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Audio. What's going on? I think it's properties. Uh, should okay. I have. Let's see. Your audio should be coming in on the. Maybe I should add a thingy here. Properties. Is it? Oh, there you go. Okay, say something now. Try again.
Can you hear me now?
Are we good, guys?
Black Menace Mafia?
No.
Oh, it says good.
Okay, thank
Good to
God.
go.
No,
Thank you,
thank
Hidden
God.
Hero.
Yeah,
And Black Menace Mafia. We got it.
perfect. So I guess we could start over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no one could hear that, so it's like, what the fuck? Okay, so let's start over.
The glory of live.
All right, so let's start over. So let's try this again. Hey everyone, this is the Hidden Hero. I'm back today with a special interview guest. We know him as the Spiz Wiz, or Spizzo, whatever, however you spell the legend of your name. I'm gonna ask you, by the way, how you got their name, which is, by the way, is very interesting. But the main guy, he's the main man who does the governor of giveaways, and I was very hyped the first time I saw him streaming, and I was just like, damn, he said my name.
I always find that like so ridiculous. There are a few people that have been like, yeah, like, oh, like it's crazy to talk to you, and it's like, what? Like, why? Like, it's just I'm with everybody else. We're all in this together, baby.
Yeah, but you just have that like commanding voice that's just like, damn, he's so cool, man. But after I get to know you, it's like, yeah, he's a pretty chill dude. I'm not even gonna lie about that.
Yeah, it's like it's not a big deal. It's like remember when me and my buddy Justin had a layover in Vegas, and Petty lives out in Vegas,
Oh,
and
really?
I like, yeah, so I remember inviting him out, and afterwards like he was like, I was like, yeah, wasn't that like weird? Because he was like, I don't know, it's like kind of nerve-wracking, like gonna go meet people, and he was like, the only thing I remember is like, yeah, you're just like online, but you're so tall. You're just like so tall. And I was like, I'm not that tall. Like,
Damn. Maybe you're making me feel short. I'm 5'9". How tall are you?
I'm only 6'2". Like, but it's like I don't know. He was acting like Dr. Disrespect, like 6'8" or something.
Holy
Like he's like
crap.
you could see I could see you from a ways away. Like, all right. Like it's like just yeah.
6'2". That's hilarious, man. Dang, you remember your friend I had? He was like 6'3", and I used to call him the tree because that man used to be so damn tall. I was like, bro, can you get the top shelf? He's like, bro, I'll give you a backhand if you say that again.
Get him to pick you up there. Like, here you go. Like, you can do that. Like,
Yeah,
show me some respect.
exactly. So yeah. So let's get right into these interview questions. So let's get right into it. So I want to know, or I should say, we would like to know who is the Spiz and where did the name Spiz come from?
Uh, I'm just yeah, I'm just a guy that likes video production and video games, and yeah, kind of fell into the streaming world. I never used to stream or do anything like that, but and then my name comes from it's the first four letters of my last name is Spiz. And so it's like my dad was Spiz when he was in college. My sister, people called her Spizzy at some point,
Mm-hmm.
and I went the masculine Spizzo. So yeah,
Interesting.
it's just always been yeah, I've been using some variation of that moniker almost the entire time I've been yeah, gaming.
Very nice. It's a very cool origin story, man. What's funny is like Spiz is so close to this newer generation of the word Riz. So it's kind of like I'm thinking of that half the
I didn't even
time.
think of that.
So I was like, what the
That's
wait?
funny.
I mean,
Spiz
Spiz,
Riz, baby.
yeah, Spiz Riz every day, man.
It's like that and what my favorite morph, the Grizz, the Grizz Spiz.
Mm-hmm. That's a very yeah, very catchy name. I remember when you first got the morph, the bear morph, which is so funny.
Oh, I love that thing.
All
I
right.
still do.
Yes. How did you come up with ANG and what is the origin story of ANG?
So ANG originally was Market Square Gaming. I was working for the ARC cryptocurrency
Mm-hmm.
company, and they had created a division that was kind of like community education outreach. And so I had started working with that, and towards the end of, I don't know, I want to say like halfway through the year contract, they wanted to do more and more with gaming. So I was kind of heading up the gaming section, I guess, that they were starting. And I was, yeah, that was when I had first got introduced to streaming and started streaming. And so for a while, it was Market Square Gaming. And then when I left that company, I had asked them, like, can I have the channel if, like, unless they're going to keep doing it because it had already been monetized by that point. And so they were like, yeah, sure, we're not going to be doing that anymore. So you can have it. So I got all of that stuff transferred over, and the name ANG I didn't actually come up with. Someone who I don't really talk with anymore. Like we had been throwing around a bunch of different names. I really can't even remember what the other ones were, but I know I wanted an acronym
Mm-hmm.
that was, like something that just sounded right to me. And ANG, it's like, yeah, it just seems to work. I don't know why ANG I like so much, but yeah. So all NFT gaming came from someone else's suggestion, and it's just like that. That was it.
Oh,
Like,
that sounds interesting. I can imagine you were just like when they were done, they were like, "Hey, Spez, you can have this." He's like, "No, I don't want this. I told you that this is my shit. Get the fuck out. This is my ANG."
it's my house, bitch.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, but so yeah, and then ANG just stuck. And yeah, the logo, I remember asking one of my buddies, John, everybody knows John.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had asked him, like, because he does graphics design, and that's probably my weakest section of digital media and content creation. And yeah, it was like, I don't know, 5 minutes. And he had made the ANG label or the yeah, the symbol, and I've been using that thing for almost 4 years now.
Wow. I love that symbol. It's very iconic too, man.
Yeah, it just works clean.
It does work very clean and crisp. Okay. All right, so let's get to a little bit more knowing about more about the Spiz. So, what is a book or movie that has had a significant impact on you and why?
I would say I was thinking about this one because there's a bunch that I do love. As a child, I would say that The Lord of the Rings
Mm-hmm.
was a really big one, but for a little more fun, more modern one, I like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is one that I love, that I've read many times, as well as Ready Player One,
Mm-hmm.
and not the movie. Even though the movie's fun, the movie destroyed the soul of the book.
Yes.
Like, cause just by the first, like, if anyone who's read the book, the point of the keys is that anybody can find it, and the first key is found on the free access planet. And in the movie, I was like, so if you don't have a vehicle, can't afford the gas, like, and stuff, because there's that scene where he needs to hang out in the back to collect coins
Mm-hmm.
so he can refill. It's like that kind of sucks the actual soul out of the whole point of this thing,
Yeah.
because you need a, like, not everybody has a vehicle, not everybody has the cash to do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, the movie, it's still a fun ride, but the book is just phenomenal. Like it very much resonated with me being a child of the late 80s, early 90s.
Of course. So that's good that it helped like and then I'm assuming this also helped you get more into I think I know you've opened some packs. Was it the packs from the Lord of the Rings? I think you're opening on
Yeah.
your card, your trading card. Could you talk a little bit more about like how that maybe that movie impact you into the card game a little bit, maybe?
So I had always played Magic. Like I was playing back in the early 90s with like Alpha, Beta, and Arabian Nights and stuff like that when
Okay.
you could just pick them up, still at the local card shop. And I stopped for when I went to college, or no, when I got sent off to military school,
Oh.
I stopped like playing all of that, and then I hadn't done anything with Magic in a really long time. But I heard that the Lord of the Rings were coming out, and I was like, that sounds fun. I want to get the One Ring, and yeah, so I spent way too much money and bought way too many of them, but I got my 5 rings.
They look so cool, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I think Hitman, whenever he comes to visit, I think he's buying one of them. But yeah, I'll eventually sell them all. That's kind of the point. But
Of course.
yeah, it kind of snowballed. I won't I won't lie. It was like, let's buy a couple of these, and yeah, now I think I have almost 10,000 cards now,
Jesus
which is
Christ.
ridiculous. Like, because I scan them all in this, like, in an app, like it
Uh-huh.
kills me the like price tracking of them, because I do plan on selling them like eventually. I don't really play
Hmm.
anymore like I would, but yeah, I just the local card shop here in the new town that I live in doesn't really do that. They do more Warhammer stuff, so
Hmm.
there's not really anyone to play with. But yeah,
I
it's
see. No, that makes a lot of sense. That's the same thing. No, no, that's really cool to see that you've had you and I kind of have like similar interests as well in TCGs more or less. But I myself am still like exploring other TCGs at the moment. As you know
what ones
the
are you looking at?
well the one I'm into currently right now is Disney Lorcana, and
Lorcana.
I was happy I got my Elsa Enchanted, which was, it's at least a grand now. And then that's not even graded, by the way.
That's crazy. It's crazy how much the Lorcana, like, yeah, because I haven't done any Lorcana, but the prices on them are impressively high, and they've kind of maintained there.
I,
Like,
I think
yeah,
I would use the word aggressively high because some people would just take an arm and a leg and what else, anything else that you have, because it's crazy. And I do agree with Block Menace Mafia. It's an investment.
yeah, that's what I tell my wife. She was like, yesterday, I randomly picked up uh some of the Modern Horizon 3,
Hmm.
the newest set, and like my wife was like looking at me, and she's like, I think you might have a problem. I think I might have one too, man. I think I might.
I think I could agree with you as well because I referenced my fiance as the hidden cheetah. She would agree as
There
well
we
with me
go.
as well. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
but
we could have worse habits though.
oh hell yeah, definitely worse habits. We're not gonna say here, but
Yeah, use your
yeah,
imagination
you
at
should
home.
know. Also, Fairy Flame says congrats on the million views, Spiz. So shout outs to you on that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, that was it was a big goal that I was working towards that we finally got to cross that hill.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, one day I'll get to that hill one day, but right now I'm still slowly but surely growing.
Hey,
But anyway,
you gotta do it.
yeah,
Gotta start somewhere.
right. So let's get back to you. Again, I forgot. This is about you, not me. So
The conversation.
exactly. So okay, now another question for you. It's a little personal. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go and why?
I so New Zealand's obviously one with Lord of the Rings. Me and my wife have always wanted to go and kind of travel where they went in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
like to those places for our little nerdum. But I do say after playing in cryptocurrency games and meeting a lot of people, the Philippines has interested me quite a bit too. Like particularly with there's no language barrier. Like there are a lot of people that subbed and follow my channel that are from over in the Philippines, and they're all just like really great people.
Oh, really? Wow.
And yeah, so I've that would be a place that I would like to go, and then like the standard like Japan, like who doesn't want to go to Japan?
Of course.
Yeah, but I've I've been over in Europe and then Mexico, and I don't think Canada counts. It's like Mexico and Canada. It's like our basement and then the attic. Like, but I also live, like 20 or 30 minutes from the Canadian border at this point now.
Oh, okay. I mean, have you ever tried to like check out like any of their great wonders like Niagara Falls, Great Canyon, or like
I've been to the Grand Canyon. I've been to Niagara Falls. I've been to 49 of the 50 states.
no way. What?
Yeah, we did a lot of my aunt and uncle or my godparents. They didn't have any kids, so and they were both teachers and they like to do outdoorsy stuff and go everywhere. And so they used to bring me along with them. And so yeah, and I don't count driving through a state as like being there, like at least 24 hours in the state. But yeah, Alaska is the only one that we haven't done, and me and my wife, that's another one that we've very much been interested in doing a cruise from Washington to Alaska and back.
Very interesting. That's wow, man. You have a lot of man. You've been around the block, man. I would have never taken
I
you to
mean, for
somebody.
the U.S., sure.
Yeah, that's what I
Like
mean.
I would
Yeah.
say, yeah. But I do have to say, like a lot of people think that you're gonna come to the United States and you're just, like, that's that. Every state has its own different flavor and vibe
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, except for a few in the actual Midwest, like North Dakota, South Dakota, like Idaho, Iowa, like. Nothing against those states, but like, come the fuck on. Like, people don't really live here. Like, it's just farmland, man. That's it. Like, come on.
Oh man, we're gonna get so canceled now. It's
Don't worry, no
okay.
one lives in those
Oh,
states. It's fine. It's like, yeah, there's some good potatoes though. I guess. Or no, I
Yeah,
guess in
I've
Idaho they
heard.
don't even
I've
get that
heard.
one.
I've heard. That's funny. Oh man, that's a good one. So, let's say the next question we have here. Okay. What is a challenge you have overcome in your personal life and what did you learn from it?
I would say the biggest one is uh getting dropped off at military school, thinking I was going to grandma's house.
Oh shit. What?
Like
So it was a
yeah,
switcheroo?
yeah, my
Oh,
parents did not tell me that I was going to military school, and I had my bags packed for Florida because every year we would go visit my grandma and grandpa down in Florida,
okay.
like the last, I don't know, like 10 days or something of summer. And so I had all my bags packed for the Florida. They had their bags packed with all the shit I'd need at military school.
Hmm.
And we just get off on the Indiana Turnpike and it's like cannon, tower, tank, tank, cannon, tower. It's like where are we?
Oh
And they're
shit.
like, this is your new school, buddy. Like, and dropped me off, and I didn't see them for, I feel like it was, I don't know, 18 weeks or something like that.
Oh
And I
my
think I had a
God.
conversation with them, but I haven't lived at home because of that. I was working. I also like kept getting jobs at the military school at a summer camp,
Uh-huh.
and so I would be a camp counselor as well. So I haven't lived at home since I was 14. Like,
Wow.
so it was the biggest thing that I got over with that was the term "what doesn't kill you makes you stronger" is, it just depends on the person, because that place would either make you or break you. Like, luckily it did not break me, but it was an interesting place being thrust into, because there was a lot more, I don't know, like, it was a violent place, I guess, is
I
the
could
best way I
imagine.
would put it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
and you kind of get thrown in there and you're on your own. You have no more support system, no family, no friends, and yeah, it was quite an adjustment, but it definitely taught me to, rely on yourself, and it teaches you how to work as a team too, because that forces that type of mentality on you. Like, every barracks, there were the military games, and there was like honor company and
mm-hmm.
not and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I I was always kind of a black sheep in the family, so
Hmm. So
that kind of
so
cemented it.
so they had to straighten you out, basically. That's what they
Yeah,
thought?
I never had any legal trouble, but I didn't do anything I didn't want to do. And like, my parents kind of, like, I don't blame them. Like, I sent myself there, like, after, getting older, reflecting on everything like that.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I also imagine, you're dropping your kid off at a place saying that you can't, like, I can't raise him properly. Like, I need
Mm,
help, which is also something very difficult that I'm sure they went through.
mm.
But yeah, it was an experience overall.
Interesting. That make
I
that yeah, go ahead.
I would never do it again, but I'd never take it back, is, I guess, the experience that I had.
Interesting. That's I did not expect that coming from you, man. See, this is what I'm saying. Like I'm glad I'm doing this interview because I was like, wow, I would have never suspected you to go to military school. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
As Dark Paladin said, like, yeah, I was a problem child. Yeah, just mouth off. I mean, like, my mom, I remember my mom saying a story where I was, I don't know, like 12 or something like that, and I was taller than her at that point, and she was like, I wanted to go outside, like, with my friends, and
Mhm.
she was like, no, you have to go, like, clean your room, and I was just like, make me.
Oh.
And it's like, yeah, like, I don't know where any of that came from, but it was like, that was how it was in the past. And so my mom was like, I can't, I can't make him do it. Like, he's like, yeah. But yeah, I was a little shit.
That must have been like your edge lord phase. I don't want to do this. I
Apparently,
don't want to do
it's
this
like,
crap.
nah.
Damn.
It's like, I want to go skateboard with my friends.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, usually I would save the chat questions for the end, Dark Paladin, but since it's related to the topic, I'll let it slide this time. Dark Paladin asks, "What was your friend circle like back then in that situation?"
Um, Before I went to military school, I definitely was hanging around with not a great crowd. I know of the four people that I was hanging around with, one went to jail
Oh,
and one got deported.
what the fuck? What?
At least that's what I remember hearing. Like, I don't keep up with them anymore. But I also had a good group of friends that at the same time that were living on my block, like, that are still my very close friends today. Like, John, I've known since I was 2 years old. Um I've got my buddy Justin that I've known since when I would come back and stuff to visit after military school and stuff like that during high school, because I wasn't there fully year round, but I would have a few weeks here or there back at my parents' place, and we would, run around and make videos and stuff like that. And I know Justin is the friend I would probably attribute to getting me into video production and stuff like that,
Mm. Wow,
because he
John.
was always making videos.
Wow, John sounds like a very important person in your life, more or less. Like it's a good, like, guest role model, I
Yeah,
guess. Oh.
John, I always John likes to relish on when me and John first met. Like, we were at a preschool called Meadowbrook Farms,
Okay.
and apparently he came up to me and he was like, "Do you want to play tag?" And I said no. And then 5 minutes later, I went up to him and was like, "Do you want to play tag?" And then we were, yeah, we had been friends ever since. There were a few years where we didn't hang out that often, but overall, it's like, yeah, I've lived with John. John was my college dorm roommate the first year. But yeah, it's been like, yeah, that I've got a circle of friends that I've known for most of my life.
Okay. That's great. Hey, that's fantastic. All right, let's get to some less crazy in terms of questions. What are your hobbies?
Oh, I feel like we've gone over like a lot of them were video games, recently Magic. Like I'm very big into movies.
Sure. Top three.
So
What are the top three, real quick? Was it top three questions
top
for hobbies?
three. There'll Be Blood is always up there. Gangs of New York, and then man, I don't know, like the Thing,
Oh yes.
the
Oh
original The Thing.
Jesus, damn, that got
Yeah,
dark fast.
it's like I love me some. My favorite era of cinema is 80s, like 80s over the top ridiculous horror.
Mm-hmm.
Like I enjoyed. I really am not a huge fan of CG. Uh, and that's kind of all there is. And the 80s was the last time where most studios couldn't do CGI yet, and
Yeah.
so practical effects were used. That's yeah, practical effect movies
What
are.
What's funny for me was whenever I saw the thing, right? I swear I got scarred the day when I saw that poor dog just ran into this
Oh my
farm.
god,
And if you've seen
yeah,
the scene, no spoilers, but if you people have seen this the thing, you should know. Do not talk to
you
that
know,
dog. Do not talk to that dog ever. And I was talking to my brothers back in the day. I asked them when I saw that thing. I said, "Okay, no offense, this thing is quite literally more threatful than Freddy and Jason put together, and even
oh yeah,
what was his name, Chucky as well. All three of those guys, they're nothing
oh yeah.
compared to that thing. Quite literally.
Thing is, like, in one cell is all it takes for that one. I like to one of my buddies that he's Finnish and he like speaks Finnish, and in the beginning of the movie it tells the whole story
Yeah.
if you know the language, because he's
Yeah.
like, it's not a dog, it's not a dog, it's like it's an alien, like
Mm-hmm.
don't touch it, don't get away from it. And so he was like, yeah, like I didn't, it wasn't very like hidden, like it was kind of, there was no arc to it. And I was like, what do you mean? Like figuring out that this thing, he's like, yeah, but the beginning, the first like practical lines of the movie is saying that the dog's an alien.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I don't speak Finnish, and it didn't fucking there's no subtitles, like, so I had no idea. It just sounded like this crazy dude with a gun trying to kill the dog.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love that one. But yeah, There Will Be Blood is just uh from doing film classes and cinematography stuff. It's like that thing is just a beautiful homage to being able to tell a story. Like there's no talking in the first like 30 minutes of the movie, and it progresses like
Yes.
quite a bit of the story, which I always found quite impressive. And the fire pillar scene
Yes.
is just gorgeous.
It is
Like,
very well shot.
yeah. And then Gangs of New York is my one of my favorite directors is Scorsese.
Mm-hmm.
Leonardo DiCaprio is one of my favorite actors, and Daniel Day-Lewis is my favorite actor. And it was like I get all three of them. The only problem with that movie is Cameron Diaz.
Okay.
He's got no business being in that movie, in my opinion.
Wow. Okay. All right, let's go to the next question. So, ironically, it's kind of ironic that you've mentioned so many things about video cinematography and streaming that you just got into it. So, it's interesting how you mentioned that because the next question is, what computer equipment or brand do you recommend when streaming YouTube or just streaming in general? Because this could help, newcomers who wants to maybe
Sure.
get into, streaming YouTube content or maybe do Lost Relic or whatever.
So everybody goes with just straight OBS, and I do think that OBS is the more valuable uh, streaming system,
Mm-hmm.
but it can be overwhelming and intimidating because it kind of reminds me of Linux. if you know how to program it, it can do everything and anything that you want it to do, but you have to know how to program it. I at one point I switched over to Streamlabs because I was having problems with some of my new equipment,
Hmm.
and Streamlabs was just like good to go. And so I've been using Streamlabs ever since because there's nothing that I desperately needed that Streamlabs wasn't providing. So Streamlabs is just plug and play. OBS is, it can do a lot more than Streamlabs can, but you have to program it.
Of course, that's always the challenge I had as well when I was shoot. I was just starting to stream just now. We having
Yeah,
technical
like,
difficulties.
right? Yeah. Like, I mean, it just happens, and I don't know perfectly how to fix half of the stuff with OBS, so it was just like I just don't run into problems with Streamlabs.
Of
But
course,
that's the one though. The biggest thing that I would say also, if you want to get into that type of stuff, is a good microphone goes a very long way.
yes. Which
I feel
one do
like
you have? If you mind me asking?
I use a Shure MV7, so
Okay.
it's essentially the one, like it's the digital version of like the Joe Rogan podcast uses
Mm-hmm.
MV7B,
Mm-hmm.
and I think mine's an MV7I. It doesn't say on it,
It's
but yeah,
okay.
it's a Shure.
And
It's
I also notice you have Audio Technica headphones, right?
I do. These are the newer ones. Um, I got those for the no quality law. I do have to say they don't sound as nice as some of my other ones. I used to use uh the Revolver the heck company was that? Razor like Revolver was the one that I was using. They were much more comfy, but these ones have, you know, the highest quality of sound when you're editing stuff, and you kind of need the perfect dynamic range.
Of course, that's definitely true.
And then I
And
also like
go ahead.
I was using a Brio 4K um webcam, and then I eventually switched over to I use a DSLR as a webcam now.
Yeah, it shows you look way more handsome with a nice beard, man. Someone else I mentioned, where did the beard come from? I remember someone was a question earlier.
I come a long line of Reddits. My mom's side is very Irish, and so my dad has black hair. My mom, like great grandpa, had red hair. I like, yeah, it's just the whole Irish side always had red hair. And yeah, yeah, I'm just glad I got a little bit of a darker tone of it. Like the super light redhead is not a pretty look for everybody.
Yeah, I could imagine. It's like someone poured orange juice on your face or something.
Yeah,
Like
it's
Jesus,
like
nah, this looks
running around looking
better.
like fucking Carrot Top or something. Like, nah,
No, that would be terrible. No, we don't want that. No, 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 we don't want that
no,
for this biz. No,
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 not at
no,
all.
no.
This man, you
Nobody
look.
wants.
You know what's funny? I could imagine you in a freaking what do you call those people? The wood chopping people advertisement, just with an axe and just. I forgot the name, but I
uh,
could see like an advertisement like that, just chopping out down wood.
like, yeah, lumberjacking it up.
There you
I was
go.
laughing the other day at door to door, or like not the other day, like a couple months ago, a door to door salesman came, and he like was acting really weird at first, and he was like, "I'm so sorry, like if this is train, like I thought you were Andrew Santino."
What the?
Like, I don't know if you know who that is, but like, yeah, he's a comic, and I do look very similar to him. Not exactly there, but we live in a nice neighborhood, and he was like, I thought it was Andrew Santino. Like, I'm a big fan of him,
Wow,
it's like, all right, it's like,
that's
yeah,
cool.
but no, I don't want whatever you're selling. By
Yeah, exactly, of course. But that's kind of interesting. That's a big compliment that you're compared to an important person like that. Very interesting. Very cool.
I'll take what I can get.
All right. So this is a two-in-one question.
Hit me.
What is your favorite food and what is your least favorite food?
Oh man, I gotta go with like any pastas.
Any
Just
pastas?
like yeah, they're all delicious. Like what we just made last night, we made just a bomb ass carbonara. It's like, yeah, it's phenomenal. But I that is one thing my wife has elevated quite a bit in my life. She loves to cook, and she's it's a thorn in the bank account at times, but she likes to get very, very high quality food and cook things from scratch.
Oh wow, that's a great wife.
So,
Wow.
yeah, and she's yeah, always ready to make anything all
Oh,
the time.
that's great. That's amazing to hear that.
Yeah.
Making pasta. And so then what don't you like? Just curious.
One that's odd that I don't like. I don't like despise it or anything, but everybody likes lobster. I think lobster's trash.
Oh shit.
I think like why like crab is so much better than lobster in my
Wow.
opinion, and it's just like I don't like I'll eat it, but I'm not looking forward to like lobster half the time.
Here's the
Uh,
sad part. I would agree with you only because I'm actually allergic to all seafood, sadly, except like
well, there we go.
salmon
So
or
get it
fish.
all out of
So
here.
that's why I can't. That's why for me, I have to go with you on that one because I actually am literally allergic to it. So I can never actually had a lobster salad, which I know you guys are like, oh, you're missing out. Da da da. Well, I can't. That or I die. So I'd rather
I
live.
mean, it's like yeah, just on your deathbed. There you go. Have try some crab then.
Yeah, the crab will finish me off.
There you go. Just put me out of my misery with delicious snow crab.
Yes. Okay, that's good. All right. Last personal question, and then we'll get into some Lost Relic stuff as well, of course. I've been putting that off at the end because I know I just wanted this interview to be more about who is the Spiz, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, if you could change one thing about the world, what would it be and why?
Uh, God, I'd probably I would like more people to look after dogs. I
Oh.
like, yeah, I would like because obviously there's a everybody love everybody type of crap, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm yeah, I love animals and dogs in particular. Like I've got three of them, and we've had them my whole life. Like when I was growing up, my parents were a rehab home for the collie rescue agency, so we'd have like upwards of like 4 or 5 dogs at a time,
Mm-hmm.
and they would come in and leave. But yeah, like treat treat dogs or animals in general better.
Of course.
Like the puppy mills and all that crap like
Ugh.
just makes me sick, like essentially. And I had tried to do a thing where I was trying to get a few companies that were doing blockchain and NFT stuff to do animal NFTs that would be pictures of dogs in shelters. And when you buy them, part of the profits would go to helping the shelter and that dog in particular. Like if you bought a $10 NFT, $5 of it gets like a chew toy to the dog or something.
Yeah, that would
And
be incredible. My
I
God.
tried to do that. I couldn't find many to sign up with it. I know that I had talked with Cliff where he made like I have a custom pet in Lost Relics
Yeah.
of my dog that passed last year, and
Oh.
I he was like at one point it was thrown around the idea of it being buyable in the store, and he was like I'll share some of it with you, and I was like I'd rather have half of it get donated to like it's an Australian based game, so
Mm.
donate half of everything that gets sold to one of the animal shelters like over there. But
Mm.
that is yet to come to fruition. Who knows if yeah
If
it's
it ever
still
will.
a thing, or yeah, what will ever happen with it.
Yeah, maybe sometime in the future, maybe, you never know. Maybe things could change in the future. And I do agree with you. Animal abuse sucks and it's just awful, awful thing that I would never want that to happen to anybody nor in any animal because I love birds. I've been a big bird fan ever since I
Well, there
met
you
my
go.
fiance. I love canaries. They're so cute.
Do you have how many birds do you have?
Oh my god, it was so funny. I had like okay, I had 20, but a lot of them will just say passed away due to an incident. I'll say that for the future, but for now I have three.
What? What? Did they get
Exactly.
sick?
Yes.
Oh,
So
that's
that
so
will be for
sweet.
another time. I won't say it now.
Fair
Another time.
enough.
Again, this is about you. All right. So let's
Of
go
course.
back to the Spiz. Now, this is for the content that everyone's waiting for. When did you first start playing Lost Relics, Spiz?
I want to say, I knew it the other day, actually. I want to say September of 2000
September 2000, which year? 2020
or
or
2000, 2020, I'm pretty sure.
okay.
Um, it wasn't like Forgotten Artifacts or anything like that, but it was, yeah, it's been at least 3 to 4 years that I've been playing Lost Relics.
That's crazy. Shoot, I didn't
And
even
it
know the
just,
name was called Hidden Lost Artifacts or Forgotten Artifacts is
yeah,
it called?
yeah. When I discovered it, I was when I first was doing Market Square Gaming stuff. They wanted me to be playing with another employee, and so we were restricted to just co-op games, and there aren't a ton,
All right.
or particularly back then as well. And so I had just kind of stumbled out because I was like, these like basic searches, like top 10 blockchain games,
Mm-hmm.
type of thing, and Lost Relics kept popping up on most of these lists, and so I eventually looked into it, and I was, I'm a huge fan of Diablo, and so it was like, oh, this is like Diablo on blockchain, like sold, and eventually I had convinced the Market Square people to like, there's not a lot of options for co-op, and let me do some single player stuff, and so yeah, Lost Relics came to be, and that, yeah, that's when it kind of popped into my life. I played it for a little bit before I was able to stream it, but yeah, I haven't looked back since.
Fantastic. I mean, I'm pretty sure some of us also had our own isometric, top-down style game that we played that we could kind of like reference it,
Yeah,
like
a
to
lot of people RuneScape is a
exactly.
lot
I've
of
heard
fun people.
RuneScape, yeah, Diablo, and other kinds of games that relate to Lost Relics. That's what I feel. I do. I also have the same opinion when it comes to Lost Relics. But all right, next question. Why did you want to become the governor of giveaways, or did it just happen?
It kind of just, well, I guess like the way that started was, I had done a giveaway through Market Square,
Right.
and we ended up, I think it ended up being like $1,500 was the first giveaway, and 900 of it was spent on gas fees
Wow.
at the time because like it just happened to be a like the perfect storm of shit, like because this was before the in-game marketplace, which is also like the why the in-game marketplace exists in Lost Relics is
Right.
like because of the gas fees. And we had happened to do the giveaway on a day that there was just a massive jump in the GUI.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and so, and you can't, we're trying to establish ourselves as some legitimate thing. And so you can't be like, all right, congratulations on winning. We'll send it to you when the gas fees are lower. Like, you have to just send it out. And so I ended up then contacting Cliff, and I was like, look, is there any way that I can purchase these items? Because he had then started to allow items to be brought into the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, is there any way if I bring the items in, you will transfer them? And because I was like, they're fine with paying another $1,500, but if we're spending more, like we could spend the full $1,500 on the community instead of half of it on gas fees. And so we had worked out a system where, yeah, I would run these giveaways, and I would then record everything in a certain style that he wanted and then ship him out that, and he would facilitate the transfers of all the items, which, eventually led to all of the content creators giveaways options and everything like that. So I was the guinea pig for all of that. And then the name the governor giveaways came from, I was getting ready to interview Cliff, and
Mm-hmm.
we were talking before the interview. And I was like, just so you know, I'm going to put you on blast, and I'm going to ask you directly live, like, will you give me the title, the governor of giveaways? And he then stopped talking for about 5 minutes, and I was like, "Oh, all right." Like, what?
What the
I,
fuck?
I was just kidding. I don't have to do that. I was kind of just testing the waters, like kind of deal. And he was like, "Just log back in and check your titles." And so I got the one of one. I feel like the only uh transcendent one of one
Of
in the game.
course.
But
Of
yeah, so the
course.
governor giveaways was born off of that, and it just sounded good.
Of course. It's a
But
very
yeah,
nice
it's
ring
like
to it.
had the be the Mr. Beast of blockchain.
Yeah, pretty much. Wow. And it's kind of cool how, well, I mean, not as cool, but like I loved how in the beginning we were able to give away a whole lot of interesting relics in the beginning, also weapons, but
Yeah,
as things have been changing so much since we moved from engine to then the engine matrix chain now, has it become more challenging to, let's say, send somebody engine, or is it much easier? Like how have you had any troubles with that?
I don't think it's become more challenging, I would say. Like it's just different. I feel like every time that they've changed from, like at first it was just the engine network and then it was the jump net and then now it's matrix.
Mm,
They've kind of been like lateral. The only thing that I I've had to I've been forced to learn a lot of it extensively because people will come to me like I don't like I need help with what's going on and blah blah blah
mm-hmm.
like when it comes to using the chain. And I wouldn't say it's any more difficult or anything like that. It's just been lateral moves, like it's the same difficulty or the same jumping through hoops. It's just instead of jumping through the hoops to the jump net, you're now jumping through hoops to the matrix chain. Oh,
Mm,
I do enjoy engine was always uh a coin that I kind of gravitated towards because like the first thing that I really enjoyed that they used to do that they do not do anymore was the universal items that would work in like 5 different games. So you would buy, like a lot of them were skins, but I know there was like the pet it's like a pet rock dude. I forget
mm-hmm.
his name. Mike, I think
Yeah, I think
Mike.
so, yeah.
Yeah. It's like he worked for 3 other games. I had some skins that worked for like the Six Dragons or some dragon game. I don't
Okay.
think it was the Six Dragons, but uh yeah, I always enjoyed that because I was like, well, if one of the games fails, the NFT is necessarily not going to tank because it's still useful in other games.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't really seen that on anything. Gala was doing a little bit of stuff like that, but
Yes.
Gala was more of a hub
Mm-hmm.
rather than unilateral use of NFTs. So I always really enjoyed that, and I also liked that it wasn't tied to a single game. I don't. I have a hard time swallowing the pills of like you've got games that'll be like big time, let's say,
Right.
where big time's coin is directly just big time, and I'm like, I would rather have an overarching like more like an umbrella from the coin with all the games because it's like if something happens to the coin the game tanks, something happens to the game the coin tanks, where it's like Lost Relics could technically implode tomorrow, let's say. It's
Right.
like engine's still going to be engine.
Exactly.
So
Versus what happens to some players. Not gonna name names, but you know who you are. Who the people who played Axis Infinity. So I'm gonna leave it at
yeah,
that. I'm gonna leave
it's
it at that. I'm gonna
poor
leave it at
bastard,
that with
right?
that one. Okay. Next question. What is your favorite relic or relics? Because I know if I ask you one, it'd be too hard. So I'll give you like the amount. So six.
I like, in all honesty, the Arkers is probably one of the best relics in the
Agreed.
game. It's hard to get around that one. I really really love the Snapdragon.
Really?
That's my most recent one that has improved my John Wick build quite a bit. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, that's another one where it's the Pico, but it works for melee and ranged, so it doubles your attack speed for
Yes.
30 seconds. And yeah, I've been just loving the stacking those two together.
Awesome.
And then I mean, I was very very pleased with me holding on to the Legion's Fall because I had gotten the Legion's Fall and it was a horrible item. Like when I
No, it
first
really
got it,
was.
it was fucking
It
trash.
really
Like,
was.
and I had just held on to it for so long, and now it's by far the best energy item in the game.
Of course.
But yeah, like for God, years, that thing was just a big old turd, like just
Yeah.
horrible.
A nice golden turd.
Yeah, like yeah, it's a mythic, but it's a mythic piece of shit. Like it's what it is. Like so, yeah, but that one's definitely up there. I I know that my favorite weapon is definitely the gilded seraphim.
Really? It's really good.
Uh, I mean that's the bow that there's only 10 of them in the game. I
Yes.
got one of them. I got it for free.
And I think you have a chance to double your damage for
Yeah,
10% chance, I think.
10% chance to double damage. So you can just do regular shooting people, and if you pair it with the Nightingale Nexus, you can get yourself at least 12,000 to 15,000 damage from just a basic attack.
Interesting. That sounds crazy, man. That sounds exciting. And
Oh yeah,
which go ahead.
no, you go.
So that leads so you briefly mentioned the name John Wick build. So I need to know, like, did you coin the term, or how did you discover the build, or did somebody, or did some other player like give you the build and you just coined it John Wick? Just curious.
No, I was it was me and Hitman, and we were kind of talking, and uh I don't know if he or I had mentioned like I want to do like some like John Wick in the game,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, that's interesting. Like, there's got to be a way to build something that's kind of close to that, and so I spent some time, and I was like, I'm just gonna go for speed and efficiency of damage, and yeah, then I was like the John Wick build, like because you can just sit there and one shot almost everybody, and then when you use, I used to think it was super fast with the Pico.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can, you know,
Do
double the Pico, like so
yeah.
it's like yeah, now it's like even faster. But yeah, it was kind of like uh don't get hit, or you can't get hit if you kill everything immediately, like, and so it's like screw the health, let's just go in like John Wick and pop pop pop, like just kill everybody in one shot.
Hell yeah. I
And so
remember
yeah,
I remember I saw you took down a warden like in like 5 seconds. I was like, what the frick?
yeah, it's like it worked very well. Like it still does. Like I just have like a rich John Wick. I'm on John Wick like 4 now.
Version
Like
4.
yeah, like yeah, V4. But yeah, it's the original one. Like because I did that giveaway where I gave away every item from the John Wick
Mm-hmm.
build. I could not do that these days. Like with because the John Wick version 4 is expensive.
Oh hell yeah, I could imagine.
Like it's
Snapdragon.
like
Mm-mm.
yeah, that thing's 1400 engine. Archer's is like over 1,000 engine. The Legion's Falls over 1,000 engine.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's too rich for my blood. I mean, maybe if Market Square wants to pick up the tab again, I'll do one of those. But I don't think they're coming knocking anytime soon.
No, not anytime soon. So I have two more questions. Then we'll do some Q&A if that's okay with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So what is your current goal in Lost Relics right now?
I want to get to I want to get to being able to prestige.
To get
Get
the
to
next level.
120. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very
Because
good.
I just want to experience those low levels again. Like, how quickly can you level? Like, I'm at the point where it's like I'll see you in a month and I'll get a level.
Oh
And it's
my
like,
God.
yeah, type of deal. And because it's over 1 million experience needed to like
I
progress to the next one.
I know you're paid, brother.
Yeah, it's just like, oh my God, you could play all day or something. Like I've been doing so many Frostfall sieges. Like someone was apparently like talking about it the other day. It's
Hmm.
like I feel like I might have done the most like of people because I've done well over 100 Frostfall sieges,
Wow.
and it's just was such an easy way to get EXP. I can get one done in less than 5 minutes, so you can, I do the rotation of two,
Hmm.
and you get 20,000 EXP, and then you also get, like a massive amount of gathering EXP because of those books.
Of
And
course, yes.
occasionally it throws you a bone of a blockchain. Like I've gotten a couple 40 engine worth blockchains from it.
Very nice. That's yeah. I've been getting, yeah, I guess the only blockchains I've been getting is those the ones that help you unlock your stash. I forget which
Oh,
ore,
okay,
but it's a
yeah, yeah,
specific
yeah.
ore, that one, yeah. But other than that, It's been crazy, honestly. Frostfall Siege took me forever, and yeah, it took forever. So,
I love that thing. Like, it just sucks that it like actually costs. Like, I've been very lucky recently. I just keep finding Aetherwoods like
that's great,
everywhere,
man. That's
and
great.
so I've been able to get more and more keys. Though I do miss the bags with the bridge guy
Yeah, it was a nice little
because
reward he would give you, you know?
you'd get the 3 keys guaranteed, but you'd also guaranteed get something else.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you just get the 3 keys. It's like a first world problem. Like I got no problem finding the Aetherwoods, which some people haven't even found one, and I feel like I've found like 3 or 4 in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. You have some amazing RNG, man.
Yeah, the I was joking. Yeah, the streamer RNG. You
Yeah.
just gotta. I just gotta pick up my red phone. I'll call Cliff and be like, I'm about to stream. Hook it up. And there have been quite a few though where it's like I'll stream and in the first like two runs I'll find a blockchain. And it's like, all right, that's how it is, folks. Just if you're not finding them that quickly, you gotta put in a call to your
Yeah.
local senator.
What's funny is that actually is the last question when you mentioned the phone call, ironically referenced to Cliff, because that's the last question we have for you for today. What are some suggestions would you tell Cliff to improve Lost Relics? Now, this is gonna be let's see what do you say?
Oh man. Um, I'll be honest. Like I, other than the obvious, like co-op,
Yes. Yes.
co-op, like another one that's I guess a little less obvious, but still kind of obvious is I really do think that he needs to start doing some marketing. Um, because there's zero marketing for the game. I've been Engine Official has recently started joining my streams and stuff, and they've been in contact with me about giving me early access to more engine-based games, um, to like test out and make reviews for that they're going to be posting on their main channels and their website and everything like that. And they've started to do the same thing with Straker, who also was my Sherpa into Lost Relics when I first showed up.
Hmm.
Striker took me under his wing and showed me the ropes.
Yes.
So I'm always showing love to that guy. He's great. But yeah, they've we're gonna like they were asking. I'll probably end up recording some clips from tonight, my stream later today that they're gonna be pumping out on Twitter and stuff like that, or X, whatever the hell it's called now.
Yeah, I know.
It's still Twitter. Like I don't care what you name it.
Yeah,
It's still
I
Twitter.
agree. What am I gonna?
Okay.
I'm gonna X a
Yeah.
tweet. Like what the?
Yeah, like what the fuck what is that? Send to my ex? Like, what did you say? Like, no, honey, not like that. No, but
Oh my gosh.
so there's that. But yeah, marketing like co-op. Though, if I'm being really honest,
Hmm.
uh, ever since there was a certain exodus of the dev team,
Yes.
I think that the game has been moving at a significantly faster pace of providing new stuff to do, exploring more of the stuff that I know. I've had many, many conversations with Cliff, offline and stuff like that, and the game is nowhere where it wasn't the game that he wanted to make, essentially, and he's now able to bring a lot of these random other things like the nightmare dungeons that are going to be coming up, where it's like go deeper, get a higher reward chance, or leave. That was initially that was Forgotten Artifacts. Was that it was just like old school Diablo. You just keep going deeper, and
Exactly.
you leave when you want. And he's able to reincorporate those things, and it just seems like the quality of life improvements. Like we've gotten the new town, we've got the Frostfall Siege, the Echoes of Time. It's just they're rolling out significantly faster. Whatever he's doing right now is keep it up.
Yeah. Fantastic. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more honestly with that whole situation. And like, yeah, like he's just pumping out content so fast that I could barely keep up making videos on this
Right?
topic.
Like,
It's so
yeah.
hard.
It's like yeah, I'm just starting to get comfortable with the Echoes of Time, and yeah, it's just like, oh, and right around the corner, there's gonna be the new variant, the Nightmare Dungeons, or right, I
Exactly.
don't the Nightmare something, I don't know if that's if you go
Descending
to the top,
nightmare.
Descending Nightmare, okay, yeah.
Don't worry.
It's like I know Nightmare's in there, but
I know,
it's not
me
live
too.
yet. All right.
No, I made the same mistake in my video twice. It's fine. No problem.
But yeah, so I'm excited for that stuff. I've also been doing a lot more offline. I'm getting more comfortable with transcendent dungeons because yeah, with that goal of wanting to hit 120, it was like I need to cut the bullshit and get on up to the top tier
Of
and start
course.
just going with that. But so yeah, I don't know. I'm at like 12 minutes completion times for transcendent,
That's
which
sure. That's
isn't bad. Like,
it's not
but
bad, but hey, at least you get it done. Some people can't even do
yeah,
it.
I mean, every time that I've done the streams where it's like I'm gonna do every single dungeon in a row
Hmm.
and just go through, like, I get I get my ass handed to me whenever I get to the train. Like, I don't know if I've actually ever finished all of them on stream
Wow.
in one sitting because I get my ass kicked. Because I used to be like the Nether Demon used to intimidate the shit out of me, and now after the Frostfall siege, it's like you delightful little demon. Like you're so cooked. Like you're not gonna, you can't hang. Like you can't handle the smoke anymore.
Nope.
The new guy though is a fucking nightmare with those
Which one? The guy
those
with the
the
club or which one?
tornadoes. The
Yeah.
tornadoes. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God. Like, get away from me. Like, thank God with the John Wick build, he's only alive for about like 20 seconds. So it's like he can usually only get one tornado thing off. But
Hmm.
that, like, I must have lost 4 moon jackals learning the echoes of time.
Shit.
Like, it was not for the faint of heart or cheap on the wallet.
I could imagine. God damn.
No, yeah. I feel like at one point I had 7 moon jackals. I'm down to 2 or 3 now.
Wow.
But you gotta have backups, right?
Of course, you definitely gotta have backups of the backups.
The new armors are amazing.
Bro, what? They're
Amazing.
crazy. The Sentinel armor I've been rocking only in Transcendent map, it's disgustingly good.
Was that 10% critical, 10% movement?
I think it's just 8%. I think 8 or 10% attack, I think.
It's gonna be. I think it's like 10. Yeah, I've got the one that's 8. It's a mythic one. 8% critical damage or critical chance and 8% movement speed. And
Nice.
then with the necrofancy, so it's like I've got like an over. I think it's like a 23% chance to crit. So it's like it happens often,
Very nice.
which I'll take.
Very nice. All right, people, that's the end of my questions for the Spiz. So now it's your turn. What are your questions for the Spiz? Ask them anything now. Here's your chance. Give you guys a couple of minutes to get your questions in, and we'll ask each one at a
I like
time.
that Dark Paladin's comment over there. Lobster went from peasant food to rich people food, and then right back to peasant food from my my view. It's like screw the lobster. It's a sea cockroach. Black Menace Mafia wants to go to Dubai. Dubai would be sick to go to, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's crazy. I was reading the other day that in Dubai, they have a tax that everybody has to pay, like just like a normal, like we would pay for the roads and stuff like that. But it's to inject the air with it's like some type of a chemical, and it causes it to rain.
Really?
So they just like they're like once a week they launch this crap into the atmosphere or into their like clouds or whatever. I forget what it's like magnesium or something like that, and yeah, and it causes everything to rain. Like, oh, you fuckers can control the weather. Like that's a nice thing to tax for.
What the hell?
Like, I'll take that. Like,
Wow.
I also read that too. That there's also one in the U.S. There's a service that I was like, I watched some video where it was like stuff you didn't realize, like that the super rich do that are kind of normal that we don't even think exists. And it'll be like if they have a big fundraising event coming up, they'll have these airplanes drop something into the atmosphere above the area, and it'll make it so it won't rain there for the next 48 hours. Which, like,
Wow.
what? It's like, all right.
I guess
Like,
what
damn, I need to make some more millions, man.
shit, weather control is real. All right, we got Block Menace Mafia says, "What is your greatest achievement in life?"
Man, I don't still being here. I don't like. Yeah, I don't. I don't know. Most recent one is definitely the million views, but the greatest achievement in life. I don't know. Maybe. the luckiest would have been when I converted all of my stock savings into Bitcoin when it was under 10,000.
Holy
And
shit.
so it was just like, yeah, money has not been much of an issue after that point. It's like, cause yeah,
Mm-hmm.
got those coins, baby.
Oh my gosh, that's probably sound like the best achievement ever. You just dumped everything into Bitcoin and it
I
just
took a
shot to the
giant
moon.
risk. Yeah, and then it was like, all right, we'll take a 6x return on practically everything. Yeah, that'll work in like yeah, a few months. But yeah, no, I don't know. I guess, graduating college is up there, like marrying my wife, like
Of
yeah.
course.
It's like general standard milestones. I guess one of my like greatest privileges was being having the opportunity to have my last dog, Riley.
Mm.
Like that guy was yeah. I got him I had gotten fired from my job.
Oh
I had like
wow.
$300 to my name. And I decided to spend 150 of it to go drive hours to go pick up this dog
Wow.
that I did not know if I was going to be able to feed or whatever. And yeah, it was like I always remember the first night. I didn't have a crate or anything like that, and he was just wailing. And I had kind of like put him in the bathroom and put
Mm-hmm.
a chair to block the bathroom so that if he peed himself in the middle of the night or whatever, and I didn't wake up, like it would at least be on tile.
Right.
And yeah, he wouldn't shut up, so I went and slept on the floor with him, and
Aw.
we were yeah, we were inseparable. He was the best dog. He trained himself.
Oh
Like he just
wow.
knew what you wanted him to do all the time. Yeah, that
Wow.
was I'd I'd give up some coins for a few more weeks with that guy.
Of course. Of course. I think everybody would love to do that for any of their lost members of the family. Because again, I always see animals or people in general, they're also
Oh yeah.
their family pretty much. So yeah.
Yeah, we had a rough year last year. We lost Riley and then two of the cats.
Oh man.
Yeah. The one of them was super old. The other one was one of my wife's ones that yeah, we didn't realize he was super sick and yeah, he left.
Mm.
But what are you gonna do? It is life, unfortunately.
It
I wish
definitely
they lived as long as us.
it definitely does. Okay, that leads us to the next transition. Ghost Car says, what makes you like Lost Relics more than other blockchain games?"
One of the biggest ones was the community by far. When I was doing Market Square Gaming, I was testing. I ended up testing over like 100 games that they would pay for me to have access to, and I was testing anything and everything that was a blockchain game, trying to find something that was worthwhile and viable for a stream. And the Lost Relics community one where if you asked for help, you got six people trying to help you. Everyone was super inviting and welcome. Where I did not share that experience. Where Gala Games, like Splinterlands, and those communities would you kind of ask them stuff, and they were the get good crowd type of mentality. Where it
Mm-hmm.
was like, "How did I do this?" Like, get good, and it's like, "Well, thanks, fucker." Like that doesn't fucking help. Like it's not cool at all. And so Lost Relics community was one of the biggest draws. For some reason, I wanted to build that community up and pump, as much as I could into it, um, or influence it as much as I could. It's also just my style of game. Like, yeah, like I still have a ton of enjoyment playing like Diablo 2. So it's kind of the same thing. It's this tried and true rinse and repeat system that I've been playing since, like I got Diablo the day it came out, and I've been playing all of them. Diablo 4 not so much, but you know, uh it's just it's quality. And it in today's age, especially for how long it's been running, the fact that there hasn't been some form of major scandal or scam that's been associated with it is another big plus, because unfortunately that is a product of the environment that is blockchain gaming. Is that there are back doors that are left open and unlocked, and there are constant scams and stuff. Though I am also glad that like the art NFT game has kind of fallen off quite a bit, and I think that's a good thing because I don't I don't get it. Like I get it, but I don't get it. Like type of deal. Like like a crypto ape that you're gonna pay $70,000 for something I can just take a screenshot of. Like,
Exactly, yeah.
but I'm not a big art person in real life anyway. Like so, I if I think I could do it, it's not art because
I
I don't think I'm an artist. Like so, yeah, like modern art is like a bunch of squares on the wall, like, and that thing's worth like $100,000. I'd be like, I could do that. So, like, no one should pay for that if I could do that. But
Exactly.
yeah,
No, I agree 100% that it's just insane that like people were paying such at the peak of the NFT marketplace was insane. People kept paying celebrities are spending millions of
oh
dollars
my
on
god,
apes
yeah.
and quote unquote the pun was they're going apes, they're going bananas. I'm like, I don't really get it. And I tried. I tried to buy a couple of NFTs, but it didn't work out for me. I lost money in that garbage, whichever one I bought. I don't remember anyway. And
Well, that being said too though, I do support the artists that are making a bunch of like the Bad Bears collection
mm,
with Scott. I've worked with him. He's made quite a few custom Bad Bears. Like I had him make Bad Bears of every ANG member at the time, and we were handing like I have I don't know like 3,000 art NFTs that I've never given away that are just either multiple copies of the ANG team members or random other ones.
mm-hmm.
But I don't know why actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know why I stopped giving those away. I guess because most of the people already had all the ones that I was gonna give away. I feel like.
Maybe.
But if you want any of them, if you don't have them, I'll send you a bunch of them. It's like,
Sure,
yeah,
why not just one? Why not? I
yeah,
don't really. It's
send you
fine.
the Spizzo NFT.
That would be pretty
It'll be
cool.
worth a whole penny.
Oh yeah, a whole penny, indeed. Let's see. Any more questions, people? Just let me know.
What what's a defining game in your past?
Oh damn. Oh, it's on me now. You reversed the script. Shit.
Yeah, like I gave you the Uno reverse.
Oh damn. Okay. Um, it's hard, but I'll definitely. I'm well. Ironically, it's ironically because the video. So spoiler for people who got to this far of the video anyway. There is a video I do plan to do a my own personal analysis on actually, and it holds dear to my heart because I remember at the time before they actually remade this game, and this is for the Super Nintendo at the time. It was Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. That I will
Okay.
definitely do a long analysis video on. It's gonna be my very first video essay I do plan to release hopefully this year because I'm like I just got halfway through editing the video just now
That was a big
because
boy.
yeah, it's a big one. It's a long one. So whoever watches it, by all means, have a popcorn, have dinner, have whatever you need ready with you because it's gonna be a nice long but funny video. I guarantee you that. But besides that one, the one that also comes to my head immediately is Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Oh, that's one of my
Easiest
wife's favorites.
easily it's the most favorite game that I've ever played. Shoot, I even had my fiance watch me play that game and the other game I just talked about because she was just like, again, this is a big embarrassment, but I had to. I no no. I have to say this. Unfortunately, I may edit this out. Is that she never heard what Zelda is, and I'm like, what?
What?
I said, wait, really? Nobody told
You
you
never
about Link.
randomly ran into it? Yeah. What?
Exactly. I said, are you
It's such an iconic. God, like I feel like even without playing games, you'd randomly have run into
Yeah,
Zelda at the very least.
exactly. At least Zelda. That's what was like, no, I'm undoing this, otherwise we're not being together.
Improve yourself. That's one of my favorite games from the past. Like Super Nintendo was one of my favorite consoles, and I liked Link to the Past.
Mm-hmm.
That's my jam. I was actually thinking about starting to do like a retro stream day
Yeah, you
and
should.
playing like old school games because I find myself replaying Final Fantasy VII at least every other year. Like I uh, thoroughly enjoy that one. Like I wanted to replay Warcraft 3. Like I started to do that, and I was like, like maybe I don't do this offline. Maybe I'll record it
Mm-hmm.
type of deal. But yeah, I just started doing. I'm gonna be doing a video series of me role playing Fallout 4, and so yeah, I will be my character, and yeah, there'll be some fuckery that goes on
Of
on
course. Of course. So we have a
go.
question. We have a question for you from Ghost Car. What is your favorite game on the PlayStation 2?
Oh, Twisted Metal Black. I I
But
love
why?
Twisted Metal. I like Twisted Metal was my first introduction to PlayStation and PlayStation 2. Like I still have one that it still works. I don't know how it still works. Like the PlayStation 2 was built like a fucking howitzer. Like that thing just works perpetually. But yeah, I that was my first introduction, and then there hadn't been one in so long, and then yeah, PlayStation 2 had Twisted Metal Black, and God, I loved that game. I guess also too, I was very heavy into the Call of Duty franchise by PlayStation 2. It's like, but I did not do PlayStation 3. I did 360 at that
Hmm.
time because that was the last time Microsoft won the console wars, if I recall.
I think that's the only time.
I think it's the only time. I don't think that they're actually going to be around anymore. I don't think they're because they sold off all their IPs. Like Halo's coming to PlayStation, Gears of War's coming to PlayStation.
Oh wow. I didn't know
So, or at
that.
least that's what I had read like in passing. I feel like the other day, but it was like if they're selling all those off and they've like PlayStation 5. We have my wife loves her PlayStation 5. She's been playing quite religiously Elden Ring.
Really?
Um, yeah, she loves those Dark Souls games. She's actually
Wow.
pretty good
Huh.
at it. But we also played when me and my wife were first dating. We played for years. We'd raid together in Destiny,
Oh, really?
Destiny 2. Yeah, it's like we had a group. I felt like so old. Like gaming, you kind of lose track of time when with gaming in general. Where I had a group of that I had found on Destiny 1 that they were 12. I was in my like mid 20s, and there was like these three kids that were yeah like 12 and 13 years old, and it's like they're all graduated college now, and they've like I've stayed friends with them, and they're like yeah they have like wives now. I'm like this is fucking weird. Like it's like how old am I at this point? Like good lord.
Sheesh, yeah.
Like the gray is starting to set in. I'm starting to pepper
Oh
my
boy.
beard. Like yeah, it's like good lord. It's like
Oh
old
man.
fart playing games on the internet. What are you gonna do?
Those are the best kind, man. They just say like, "Ah, you little shit." Back in my day, we could talk about this game and that. And it was
Yeah,
we're old enough to say that to some of this generations, new generations now, but
I think yeah, no, I think my favorite one is like back in my day, I used to have to call the internet, and sometimes it was busy. So that that was how you had to get on the internet. Good old 56K modem, baby.
Yep. That's
Like
how it used to
sometimes it
be.
don't work. I remember getting the cable modem installed for the first time, and I was playing I don't know if it was StarCraft or StarCraft 2 at that point. I feel like it was StarCraft. StarCraft 2 didn't come out till like 2011, I feel like.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, this like I can play this game like online and there's no like random choppy dropping like because it'd be like fingers crossed the game will work. And then I was also playing Counter Strike at the time heavily, and yeah, I went to one of the first esports tournaments with Counter Strike, Rumble in the Desert in Vegas. It's like a giant warehouse LAN tournament, and it was like 900 degrees and reeked of Italian hoagies with all that sweat going on in that place. Gamers aren't known for the best hygiene, unfortunately.
Oh God, no. Ugh, no, man. Shoot, I know. I even on my Twitch channel, my YouTube channel. Oh my gosh, that I used to play Smash Brothers, and there's a reason why I retired. That's part of the reason. The hygiene was awful. Not gonna
Yeah.
lie, I wasn't the guy that stunk.
Well, I was laughing at more the because I've been hired to like film and work for a bunch of gaming companies for convention seasons.
Okay.
And so I've been to quite a few, like, like TwitchCon and PAC East, PAC West, and all this stuff. And it's like, I was laughing, the more recent ones, they're like very strict signs and waivers, like, that will be there that it's like, if you get any hygiene complaints, you will be removed
Yes.
until you get checked out again. And it's like, what's that job? Like, is there someone actually that it's like, what, like professional armpit smeller? Like, how does that? What do you mean get checked out afterwards? Like,
That's funny.
did you wash in between? Did you wash your toes too? Like, it's like a 5-year-old getting grilled by their mom or something like that. But
That
yeah,
would be funny. That would be
yeah,
funny.
I haven't had any. Yeah, I've yet to in the past few years. Like there were no stinky people, which I was quite surprised about because that was not the same 10 years ago.
Okay, very good. Okay, let's change the subject to Black Menace Mafia. What's on your bucket list? Like in terms of like you mean goals or what do you mean exactly, Mafia? Do you mean like life goals or like what do you mean exactly? Because bucket list can mean a lot of things, you know?
Yeah, I not or yeah, make it to 85. That's the bucket list. Like I don't know. I feel like the only thing left that I'm like looking forward to is retirement. Um, yeah, because I also like I think it's gonna be a really fun time in the elder years of our generation because it's like we'll be sitting there playing games in a retirement home. I would imagine like there'll be consoles everywhere, computers, like and all that. But I guess like the things to do, like I do really want to go to do more travel, I guess would be the biggest one. But yeah, retirement home land parties are they have to be a thing. Like when we get to that age, like there's no way that I'm because I don't know about you guys, but it's like if you're into electronics and stuff, you're like a semi pack rat. I find like in general, like I've got how everybody's got the box of cables, like backup cables and stuff like that. It's like I still have like VGA, like the red, white, and yellow. I got like
Keep going.
20 of them, and it'll just be like, do you want to throw those out? Like, no, I might need them, even though nothing uses those anymore, but I might need them. But so it's like I have all my old systems. I've never sold any of that stuff. I got like the Nintendo, a Sega, like or a Genesis. I did get rid of my Sega Saturn. But yeah, I'm gonna bring them all with me. I feel like everybody's gonna have those things. It's like we can be sitting there playing Lost Relics with their tendonitis and our achy bones. I think that would work for me. But yeah, I'm I'm pretty overall happy with everything I've done thus far. We don't go on many vacations anymore, but with having 3 dogs, it turns everything into an extremely expensive ordeal. Yeah, yeah, hero. I think went to the bathroom or something. Retirement, all we need. Yeah, I just I just want to be able to do whatever I want when I want to do it. It's like the day to day chores of adulthood are are laming. He's hidden. Duh. That's good. I like that. Oh, but yeah. So what are your guys? What Do you guys have any classic games that you go back and play again? Like another one that I was doing, I did like a somewhat of a tiny stream on it, Half-Life, the original one. God, I wish they would make a Half-Life 3. Half-Life 2 was spectacular. I guess they made Half-Life Alexa, right? Or is that what it's called? I can't remember the name of it, but I think they did. There's a VR one that they did recently that, or maybe it's Alex, not Alexa.
So, sorry about that. If you're wondering what I went just now, sadly you wouldn't believe it. My fiance's my it was my mother-in-law pretty much. She lost her phone just now, and I had my phone off, and she was like calling me like crazy, and she was knocking on the door like 3 times. I was like, I'm doing an interview. What the fuck? out of
I'm
all
busy.
I'm like, out of all times you decide to lose your phone, you do it now. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, why not, man?
But hey,
Sounds
I
like the
mean,
perfect time.
yeah, I do apologize that everybody. So no, oh my god, people are just like, oh, we lost Hero. He
I
lost
like
Hero hiding duh.
it was worth it for the comment from Dark Paladin. He's hiding, duh. The hidden hero.
That's actually pretty funny. That's actually
That's
pretty
fucking,
funny.
it was mint right there. I like that. Is
So
hero under the table?
mm,
Like, it's
mhm.
like I saw his arm. Super Mario Bros. 2, 3 uh, are two of my favorite games to go back and play. Yeah. Super Mario 3 is the one with the raccoon suit, right? Or is that 2?
That's three.
Is that 3?
Yes.
Yeah, I do like those ones. I don't remember actually really don't have any memory of Super Mario 1. I don't know if I actually played that one on Nintendo.
Shit, man. I never beat the first one. That shit is too hard for me. From beginning to end, without skipping. From beginning to end, that
Wait, is that the one with the big like the boat with cannons like at the very end of it?
no, that's the third one. That's definitely the third one.
I don't know. Okay, yeah, yeah. No, I played the shit out of the third one then. Super Mario was first game ever. I mean,
Wow.
that's a good one. I remember my neighbor like across the street when I was growing up, he was like in high school, he would babysit us and he like that I got introduced to Atari from him and I had a Nintendo at the time and I was dumbfounded by how lame Atari looked. It was like one block shooting a tiny block at another block for like every game. It was just like this is where we came from because yeah, my dad was big into gaming too. And then I also actually it's interesting too. He liked pinball, so we used to go to like the arcade often. And then my other neighbor, not the one who babysat, their dad had the entire basement was a private arcade, like with big ass arcade machines.
Mm-hmm.
And you just didn't have to pay for any of them. And he would just leave the back door open. And he was like, for all the neighborhood kids, if they wanted to come over and, you know, play, like Missile Command was the one that I played a ton with that. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's like the little bombs are coming down, and you have to shoot bombs at the bombs to
Right.
stop them.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah, and so but it was like all the machines, like the coin catches, were open, so all you
Mm-hmm.
did was plug it in, and then it would start up the game and give you a free play, and then you just take it out and
Yeah, it's
do it again.
pretty much.
Yeah, but yeah, he had like 30 or 40 different like full unit arcade machines in the basement.
Wow.
He was a fun but weird guy. Like whenever we would sleep over there, it's like he had a daughter that I was friends with, and whenever there would be sleepovers, like knowing now, being an adult, looking back, it was like this guy was getting lit in the middle of the night because he would wake us all up at like 2 in the morning and be like, "We're going for
Jesus.
pie," and
Jesus.
take us to this diner, and he would go eat pie. I was like, this guy was, and they're total hippie type of guy. So I was like, you're getting a little toasty, and then driving all the kids over to go get pie. It's like, all right.
What? That's
Yeah.
crazy. See,
They were
crazy.
nice people though.
Of course, I'd imagine. Crazy Fro says, my first one was Golden Axe, and I think my dad brought that one home one day. That's crazy. Golden Axe classic.
Golden
Oh,
Axe. I don't know that one.
it's a beat 'em up type of game. I forgot which console it came out because it came on. You know what? I'm not even gonna say which platform it's on. But I remember my brothers were playing that when I was younger. That's how I have a very vivid memory of it. But it reminds me of another beat 'em up game, which pretty sure people have heard of
For
this one.
Sega.
Yeah, for Sega. Duh. Um,
I had no idea. I just looked it up. I
n-
was like,
no,
"What is
no,
even this game?" Okay,
no. The other beat 'em up game I was referring to, which was Streets of Rage 2.
I do know that one. That one's great. Did you
That
ever
one,
play the bouncer on? I think it was PlayStation 2.
the
It was a beat
bouncer.
'em. Yeah, it was called the bouncer, and it was a beat 'em up game too.
No, I've never
Like
played
you
that
gotta.
one.
There were some people getting rowdy in the bar. You gotta crack some skulls.
That sounds like a good time.
It's like what was that? What's that movie with the bouncer? They just did a remake of it with Conor McGregor.
I don't know.
What's that? Bouncer.
Oh, I didn't know that. Nico says Golden Axe was on arcade first. I didn't know that.
Roadhouse. It
Roadhouse.
was like Roadhouse, the game. Golden Axe was on arcade first. You know what? When I played a lot, that was on arcade that I used to love because it remembered your like. There was like when you created a new character that gave you a code, and if you
Hmm.
remembered it, it would be like saved that you could do Gauntlet Legends.
Oh
Like
yeah, 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 yeah,
that
yeah.
one was a jam.
Oh
Like
my
I loved that one.
gosh. That one looked so much fun. I remember the arcade, and I saw so many people the first time people were playing that. They kept dying to this dragon. I was like, yo, I want to get on this, man. I want to be that wizard.
Oh yeah, no, that was an awesome game. Like we
Hmm.
used to go all the time. My buddy John, everybody knows John. We would go to Zap Zone, and it was like a laser tag place. I don't know if they have them around where you are, but the arcade that was in there, they had Gauntlet Legends, and we would spend hours just yeah laser tag, and then do a couple rounds of Gauntlet, then laser tag, then more Gauntlet.
That's crazy. I know I had to go to like Chinatown or like these random pizzerias. Sometimes I might have some arcades stands I can go and play. I remember this pizza place. I remember my brothers would go there just to play this fighting game, and it's pretty popular one that I'm pretty sure most people know. And that was, oh my god, I forgot how old I was when I saw this game. It was a Marvel versus Capcom, the very first
Oh,
one,
that one's so
the
good.
first
Yes.
one.
Yeah.
Let's go crazy, that kind of thing. That
Like, yeah.
that was the shit. Oh my gosh.
I definitely like if I had yeah, when I retire, if I got enough money, I might get some of those old arcade units and pop those bitches into the basement because why the hell not? It's like though they're expensive. I feel like they're a couple grand.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive nowadays. I mean, I thought I thought the companies would make like a smaller version of it, or if they do sell you the big unit, like it should be at a discount or something, because people usually emulate it or
You could just
whatever.
emulate them, yeah.
Yeah,
Like I know I did see one at Sam's Club the last time we were over there shopping. That it was like 3 feet tall, and it came with a built-in emulator, and there was like 600 or 700 games on it, and
damn.
it was only like $500. But it's like I can't be spending $500 on an arcade unit. Like, good lord, come on
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Crazy Fro says you can make your own, man, and put all those games on one system.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning though at that point. Though some of the systems are like just fun because the units themselves, uh, like Missile Command had that like bowling ball that was how you moved your cursor around
Yeah,
and
yeah. I've
everything was
seen those.
I
Yeah.
kind of like that. Like, yeah. But I mean, I'll take whatever I can get, like particularly these days. Have you hell dived yet?
I will I would like to, and I plan to some point.
So good.
I do plan to some point. It'll happen when you probably least expect it. But
Okay.
at the moment, not yet. Only because, ironically, which I don't think no one checks on my Lost Relic player account. If they do check my status, I've actually haven't been playing Lost Relic for the past, I think, week. Only because my pendant ran out and I had some free
Oh.
time. Yeah, I had some free time to actually, spend time with the family and do some personal errands I had to handle. That's the only reason why I haven't even had a chance to even play Lost Relic, ironically. And yet I was able to do Lost Relic content for the past week or so. But,
And
life
that's how
gets
it
to
goes,
you.
right?
Yeah,
It's
just
like
like,
always playing a game of catch up with the editing.
of course. And that's what you always say, life comes first in A and G, right?
Yes, that is the number one rule. That is always life comes first. Like Brizzy is like one of the ANG members still, and he'll go on like month and month hiatuses, and he'll come back and all the time and be like, I'm so sorry that I haven't been here. And it's like, but my man, like, it's the first rule is life comes first. It's like every Saturday I unplug so that I don't. I also think it's good for you. Where I will turn off Discord. I'll turn off all the electronics and stuff like that, and just hang out with the family, the wife, and everything like that, and
Oh, of course.
just ignore any messages that I'm getting. It's like Saturdays are unplug Saturdays. Go ahead
That.
and experience life a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. I will pretty soon. Cadet, Mr. Nico saying Cadet Hiro report for duty. we'll
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see. That.
Dirty Nico's my man on Helldivers too. It's like I love that French bastard. Yeah, the Helldivers 2 has sparked my interest again in AAA gaming.
Fantastic. I'm happy. I'm happy for you that you found that spark, and also I did forget to mention one obvious thing this entire video, this entire interview I forgot to mention, never forget this is a fucking family show.
This is a goddamn fucking family show. Shit. Okay? So so damn it, don't say things that you shouldn't, okay?
Yeah, this is sponsored. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, fuck, man. Like, goddamn. And that brings us to our sponsor, Big John's Big Fucking Vacuum Warehouse. I've been working on more commercials, and I was starting to be like, I'm gonna just take like a mandatory break randomly throughout the stream and just run a reel of commercials that
Hmm.
are our fake sponsors. Yeah,
That
it's
would
like
be
Big
funny.
John's Big Fucking Vacuum Warehouse. There's Max's Survival Packs and Axe that I've never aired. There's Horse Knife, and then there's Randy's Rotary Phone Warehouse is another one that I've never aired.
Wow, that would be
Yeah,
funny. That
the
would be
Rotary
funny.
Phone Warehouse cracks me up because it's just like he just keeps swearing at the camera, being like, "They're still fucking cool. It's still fucking cool to use a rotary phone," and it's just like, no, it's not, dude.
It's really not. Oh
It's
my
like if
gosh.
you're in an emergency, it'll only take you 30 seconds to call the police. Don't worry.
Sheesh, you'll be dead in that time frame, Jesus
It's like,
Christ.
right? Like murdered.
Dead.
Done.
But definitely Spiz. I will definitely take the dive with you at some point. And also maybe I will definitely tune into some of your if you do ever do a retro stream day, let me know and I will probably tune in or anything in
Yeah, dude.
general.
I was kind of like, I was interested in maybe finding, like, if people wanted to jump in and do it, and I would split screen the two at the same time on there where it's like you can see two different retro games. And I was just trying to find a little bit more of a dynamic way of doing that because it's like the retro games are pretty slow paced compared to the normal games now. And yeah, it's like you got Helldivers where explosions are going off every 2 seconds and
Yeah.
you're constantly running from everything. And then you got a Final Fantasy VII and it's like turn based combat. Like, do you want to attack, defend, use an item, like, or do nothing? And it's just like, yeah, it'd be definitely a different pace. The Fallout 4 videos, I will see if they hit or not. Because yeah, I'm just gonna be a horrible person
I see.
in Fallout 4.
I
But
see.
yeah, I think they'll be fun. I mean, I'm having fun anyway, like playing Fallout 4. But I've even been doing it where it's like I'll play for like a few hours and then I've recorded zero and go back and be like, it makes it look like I know what I'm doing when I have no idea what I'm doing. It's
All
like
right.
I can redo what I did, but yeah,
All right, sir. I think it's about that time for me to go, unfortunately.
fair enough.
I will definitely say thank you so much for tuning into the stream, everybody. And we have the Spiz here. Fantastic. And it's an honor to have him here. And any last words you want to say before we close this chapter for now?
Yeah, cheers, people at home. Happy hunting out there, everybody.
Fantastic. And never forget, everybody, to follow your arrow. Take care.